Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessica Ward King, also known as the Stigma Crusher, and here we deal with issues of mental health and mental illness from my twin perspectives as a person with lived experience of bipolar 2 disorder, as well as a person with a PhD in experimental psychology. Does that sound like your jam? We'd love to have you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you would like to be notified every single week when I post, hit that notifications bell as well. Make sure you comment, like, and spread widely. There's lots of folks that can hear the messages that we deal with here in this channel. And with that, I suppose it is time to start crushing stigma for this week. So this week we're going to talk about what to do or how I manage to make it not all about me. Let's face it, living with serious mental illness like bipolar disorder can be a lot. You deal with a lot of feelings, you deal with a lot of behaviors, a lot of cognitions, ways of thinking, and you often need the assistance of your care team. And that's okay. It is okay to have these needs and to have them met by people close to you. However, there are times when it is not appropriate to be always the center of attention, psychiatrically wise. And so these are my top 5 ways that I go about trying not to be the only person in the room. So the first way I go about trying not to take up all the space in the room is realizing when I do need to take up that space. There are some times when no matter how much bandwidth you've taken up in a relationship for that week, for that day, there is still room for you to do so. That would be when, for example, you're having suicidal thoughts or ideations. That can always be a reason for you to talk to someone that you're close to. But it can also be when you know that what you are wanting to deal with is pretty short. You can kind of solve the problem with a reasonable conversation. If you know that that's the situation, like you just need your friend to talk you down from having a huge anxiety attack, something like that is a pretty good reason to take up a little bit more bandwidth in your relationship. Sometimes, too, you just need the support. You just need it. And you know what? Because you've needed it a lot lately isn't always a good reason to not try to get your needs met. So quite often, if you just need that support, is a very good reason. I guess all in all, for this one, leave those completely existential, it's not going to be solved anytime soon sagas for the therapist, and rely on your care team when you have something pointed to deal with or when it's something that can't be dealt with any other way. My second point is to know when it's actually not okay to make it all about myself. Those times can come when your loved one, when your member of your care team is going through something themselves, because people who don't have mental illness, of course, can be going through like difficult life events. And so when your loved one is the one that needs support, that's a good time for them to be getting the support and not you. If it's on their special day or at their, for their special event, that's another time to try not to use that support person for whatever you need. That's not to say that you don't get what you need. You can use other support persons that you have. It could be up to and including a crisis line, but there are lots of different ways that you can get support if you need it when your loved one needs something special from you. My third way of making sure I'm not always the center of attention is by learning to self-soothe. Quite often I find for myself what I'm getting from my support team in like the short term when I'm needing it, right away, is actually something that I could be doing myself if I'm learning to self-soothe, if I'm learning to, deal with that anxiety or deal with those emotions of depression. for myself. And there's a variety of ways of doing this. Things that are like meditation, things that you can learn online on YouTube, for example, or elsewhere. There's a variety of ways of learning this. Even a good therapist can often teach you these skills so that you can use them when your support team can't have you at the center of the attention full time. The next one for me is to take care of myself. I will be a lot better person and a lot better friend if I am eating right, if I am doing my exercise, doing my exercise like I'm supposed to be doing, if I'm taking my vitamins and minerals, making sure that my body is, completely ready for what it has to deal with. That is my next piece. My last piece of advice for keeping myself out of the center of attention when it doesn't need to be is to really enjoy making it all about them for a change. In fact, make it routine. Make it a time to make everything about your loved one, your member of your care team. This can include listening, because we spend a lot of time talking. So really listening and really paying attention to what your loved one is saying. If you can treat them to something so that they feel special. Maybe it's a breakfast in bed, or maybe it's a small gift. But treat them to something so that they really feel special, so that they feel like the center of your earth. And I have found that to be transformative in my relationships, in myself as well, going from feeling like a person who's always in need to feeling like a person who can actually contribute really well to a relationship. So that's it. I wanted to make it a short one today. As you can see, I've got a different background. I'm away visiting folks for a much-needed vacay, but I will be back at my usual location next week, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Bye.
Stigma Crusher.